All right. Hi, my name is TavonaStarO. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about all things law of assumption and manifestation. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for your support and welcome back. So we have been in a 14-day series where we've been talking about a 14-day series of manifesting love. And today is day, I just counted like 13 or something. It might be 13. But we're going to talk about time, okay? Time when it comes to manifesting. In this case, manifesting love. So let's get into it. So let's talk about time. Now, I'll be honest. I have had, this has kind of been like a hard thing for me to conceptualize when I first started. But I get it now, so I'm gonna make it easy. The truth is, time does not matter when you're manifesting love or anything for that matter. Money, car, opportunities, good health. Time doesn't matter because if you think about time, right? Let's think about like how, depending on where you go, you are in a different time zone. Like, how is it? Like, who made that up? Who decided that the Midwest was in Central Time? And who decided that the East Coast was on Eastern Time? Like, who? Ooh, and how did they make that up? Like, do you ever think about that? I lived in Indiana, and I remember leaving from a part of Indiana and going into like, I guess like South Bend, and it's like 2 hours ahead. And I'm like, how is that? Like, how can you just cross a line and be in a whole different like time? Like, it just proves that time was constructed, okay? But time does not matter when you're manifesting, because when you are manifesting anything, right, what you're dealing with is the unseen. So you're really dealing with your imagination. All right, so because when you are manifesting, you are using two things, okay? You're using your words and you're using your imagination. So if you hear people talk about the source, you hear people talking about I am. I am is the imagination. Your imagination is within you, okay? It's inside of you. It's in here, okay? You have your mind and then you have your imagination. And so your mind is more logical. But think about the imagination, right? And when I hear, right now I'm associating, like, when I say imagination, I'm thinking about Peter Pan. So Peter Pan is just one of those childhood classic stories or whatever. But like Peter Pan, I believe he imagined being able to fly or something. I don't know. But I do remember him. Like, why bring him up if you didn't know? It's just kind of coming in phases. But the whole gist of Peter Pan is like very imaginative, right? If you think about your imagination, right now you can imagine anything. You can be anywhere, you can do anything in your imagination. And so because of that, your imagination is not restricted to time. It's not restricted to geographical locations. It's not restricted to any of these things that restrict us physically. Okay? So right now I'm at home, but in my imagination I can go to Greece. And I can just imagine feeling what that would feel like right here. And so they didn't take any time. That was instant. And so because of that, manifestation is always instant. The problem is we don't think that our imagination is reality. And so because you think that you did it in your imagination, you think, oh, that was just, I just imagined that. But the delay comes in when we wait for it to happen physically. And we don't count our manifestation as being done because it hasn't happened in like the physical part of our awareness. So you just have to remember that, like, imagination is where everything comes from, right? Everything starts in imagination and then it turns into matter. Like creation, your existence as you have known it. You being a human being, you didn't start out that way. You didn't start out being, like, you come out like you matriculate into being a whole baby from, I don't know, a piece of sperm. I don't but you know what I'm saying? Like, think about like light, like electricity, or like everything you can think of, like, started first as a concept, started as an idea. And so where do your ideas come from? They come from your thoughts. They come from your imagination. Somebody had to imagine the Tesla. Somebody had to imagine red lipstick. Somebody had to imagine, I don't know, lace front wigs. Like, somebody had to, everything is imagined, right? When God said, let there be light, like, that was his imagination, right? He imagined it, and then he declared it. And so that's what's going on when you're manifesting. So when you're manifesting this relationship, it's instant. When you say, you know what, I want to be in a relationship with a man who is this tall, this skin color, he got this type of body, and he does this for a living, and he is this kind, and he's so patient, and he's so this. Or you say, man, I want to be with a woman who is, she just going to cater to me. She's going to treat me like a queen. She got this small waist or whatever, right? Whatever you can imagine, like, that's real. When you are imagining that, it's happening at the point where you are imagining. It's happening now. And because it's happening now, there is no waiting for it to happen, because it already happened. And so at the point where you can persist, okay, at the point where you continue to remind yourself that you have what you imagine having right now, that is the point where your manifestation has already happened. Okay, so there is no time delay. It is instant, because it's already happening at the point where you are imagining it. Okay, and when you decide that you're going to have what you imagine, that is already yours, you're just watching it unfold. And so that's why time doesn't matter. That's why circumstances don't matter. That's how manifestation is instant. Remember that, because you're going to need to. So what that looks like practically, right? When I decided that I was going to go from being single to being in a relationship, in the morning I would get up and I would say thank you, that I'm going from being single to being in a relationship. And then when I would think about it throughout my day, I would just repeat that, like, I'm going from being single to being in a relationship. And at night, I would go to bed and I would imagine myself being cuddled by this man, and we were going to sleep. And so I just did that over and over again. I didn't worry about how long it was going to take. I don't know why, I just did it. I was just too busy telling myself that I already had it. And so that's how you can do that, right? When you are, manifesting, when you're going through all the videos that I made, and all the steps, when you think about, what you want to have, don't be like, I've been affirming, I've been doing all this, and where's the man? Don't do that. You have it now, right? Your only job, okay, is to remind yourself that you already have it. That's it. Your only job is to say, I am in this loving, healthy relationship with this person of my dreams. I am in a loving, healthy relationship with this specific person. I am in a loving relationship with my spouse. That's it. That's your only concern. Every time it comes up, just remind yourself of that, and you'll be fine.